All right, guys, back here with you. We'll finish up with Cardano to the dollar. I misread the poll here, so we ended up with you get a bonus one today. I think it may be that I looked at this chart and was trying to avoid it because this is just rude. So working from our low here, and I'm kind of picking up. We haven't touched this since we last looked at this. We had considered the 50 in the golden zone here as the buying opportunities. The golden zone got it. No surprise here. So we come right down, just pop into the golden zone, and we get this big reaction. Now, so I guess we can take these off. So if you're long off of those, well, we didn't get the result we were hoping for. This is just a cluster F. You can't get an impulse there, and it doesn't look like it now. It's really a mess. The depth of this correction has really sort of put the count into just a lot of confusion. So what do you have here? Well, there's no way to know with any certainty. So what can we look at here? So this median line is obviously influencing the market. So we have good framing of the market. The algo target from the golden zone is unrealized. So we do have the potential for this pull here to be in play. Now we've just come to the 50. You've got a little structure here, this prior resistance here. We've got some market acceptance. So obviously, right, as you can see where we went through this range here and then have put in all of this trading here as we just are bouncing back and forth between support and resistance here. So there's really no clear, if you're long, you're hanging on for the idea that we've got this last little kick here, but even that is going to be hard to reconcile how we're going to finish this with a diagonal. Unless there's going to be a monster kick here, this is always really, if you're in off of the golden zone or this, so you'd have a split fill. Well, at the very least, I'd have my stop at break even. If not, maybe under this golden zone here, just to lock in a little bit of profit, because this count is just really difficult to have any conviction behind what we're seeing. There is the possibility here, since we have a slightly higher high here. I'll take this off. There's a possibility that the 5 is in here, because I can get an impulse here. I cannot. There is no impulse here. I can get one here, but not in the context of putting something into an Elliott count that would make sense. So even still, if this is the 1, we'd be looking for we'd be targeting a 50%. So from the low here, if that is the 1. What I should say is, if we've completed the 5th of the 1 off of that low, well, then, of course, we'd be looking for the 2 down in this range here. So trying to think how we would get there based on what we can say. If this is the 5, let me go to a 2-hour here and open this up a little bit. Now there does appear to be a kind of a, even that is saying pretty, the symmetries, the 1 to the 5. It's not great. So there's nothing here that I'm just loving. So if I were not in. If I'm in, I'm just risk control. So at the very least, I'm either locking in some profit, or I'm at break even here, plus some cover your trading costs. That's one thought. If this is the 5, I suppose we could have some sort of an ugly. So I could have 3 coming down here, so I can get an A wave here, and I think we could go, there's an A, B, C here into a B, A, B, C, and then you could work this as an impulse. So I suppose you can get so that would be A, B, C into this. We could get this into a flat, something along those lines here. So to label it correctly, let me get this. So we would have this. So we'd have A, B going down for the C that might allow, let me get that up a degree. Come here. Okay. Maybe that is something that can reconcile this with this being the 1. So at the larger degree, we'd be looking for this, which I'm not in love with this count at all. This is, if I were not trading this, I would not be, I'd be giving this a lot more time. Oh, shit, come here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's put that, let's go, we'll just go up to intermediate. So if that's a 1, it ain't gorgeous. So just out of curiosity here, from the 2 to the 3 here, well, we do get golden zone here, but let's check this. See if there's anything else here to lean into. Well, we come up a little shy of the 1618 here, and we get that upper parallel. So I just don't love the count. But I think if we're going to continue to accelerate down here, if this has got, so we've got a little retrace here, so maybe this is just getting started. Maybe that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would get us back down here to the golden zone here at this degree. So let's get it put back together here. So. Right, so right, is that something you would choose for setup? Of course not, right? That's just trying to make do with what I've got here, the best I can find in this count to accommodate this. It's not out of bounds here. So if we think about the length of the A wave here, and then come back this way, we come to the 272. All right, so the A, so we'd have an expanded B wave here. We'd be anticipating, well, at this point, it looks like you might get an impulse coming down. That's about the best count I can come up with here to sustain the idea that the 1 is in. We're going A, B, we're down for the C into the 2, and then up for the 3, 4, and 5. All right, so it's kind of back to that, are we really having the first glimmers of alt season, where it would certainly be reflected in a major alt like Cardano. So if we're going to come down here and start to break down, I think it's not unreasonable to be looking down here, because then at least if we come down here and we finish with 5, this will make a little more sense. We can understand it and say, okay, it's a bit odd, but right, not out of bounds. We're certainly compliant here. Oh, I'd be looking for this. I'm constantly looking for more, right? So that's not enough. I'd want to see something else here to give me more confidence. Maybe here, yeah, this is slightly higher, so you might have to go to a modifier here to catch the lower edge. Well, modified shift's just going to be a channel, so that's not really helping me. Maybe if it's going to drift, it's going to take longer, right? So that puts us out into August. That seems maybe. There's nothing, can't do anything here. There's really nothing great to work with. So that maybe. Now we could do it here. This might make a little more sense with regards to the timing of it. So not anticipating we're going, so this would be per just using the median line, this would put us down here. Oh, what would be August 1st, so exactly 30 days away. We're going to take 30 days here to get this down. Well, it certainly looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 could go in here. That would give it, that would surprise me if it took a full month to get down there, but it certainly could. So this is pretty much how I would leave it as my primary, because I think if we're going to stay bullish here, this is the best resolution I can come up with here to trade this as an expanded B wave here. Boy, but it is you wouldn't draw that up as your dream setup. Yeah, I don't see anything else here. I'm just looking as so maybe something along these lines here would give it some more framing here to give this some more geometry confluence as we come down here to catch the 50. So that's what I'd be watching for. I can't say I love this setup, right? But I do them based on y'all's requests, not necessarily what I'm looking at. So I'd be careful in here. This is squirrely, a bit ugly. No reason to force it. If you're not in the trade, no reason to do anything at the moment. I need more information here so I can get my head around where we are, because this, actually when I first brought this up, it looks to me like the Tesla chart, very similar, where we're just really stuck in a range here. Before we get any conviction one side or the other, I'd like to see some cleaner resolution on this. So there you go. I'm not sure how much help there, other than if you're chomping at the bit to get in here, I don't think you're at an ideal spot to be a buyer. Now that doesn't mean that this couldn't just from here just explode up, but you know, you say that about anything, right? So are we potentially at some structure? Yeah. We got all of this. You know, we're here. You know, we're kind of here. We're at the 23. So I mean, it's tradable. It's just not a trade I would take. That's just not good enough for me. This, yeah, I might nibble at it here, but this, well, I don't want to sell it. Personally, right? I'm not interested in selling it. So we're down here to the 38. No, I wouldn't buy it. If I get this, yeah, that I would. All right, guys, there you go. Hope that at least gives you something to think about there. Okay, guys, talk to you later.